Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I'm going to be working on the setup of my traveler's notebook. So I'm just kind of hanging out in the craft lab, getting things together and working on this. I have already changed the elastics. This is very old. It is a Chic Sparrow. I was mistaken about the size before, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But this is a Mr. Darcy Deluxe personal size. So the thing with the size is that Chic Sparrow, well, I don't know if this is still true because I got this back in, what year was this? 2016. So I got this in 2016, and I'm not really sure why this was the case at the time, but personal size for Chic Sparrow back then was 3 3/4 wide and 6.5 in height, where typical personal size was also 3 3/4 wide, but the height was 1/4 of an inch longer, so it was 6 3/4. So, and I don't know why I mistakenly thought this was pocket, but I was also wondering if I could use A6 or 4x6 in it. So I print and cut out this insert. It is the 2023 monthly inserts. These are available to patron elites already. So you can go grab your whole year for 2023 in the monthly calendars in pretty much any size you would need. So there's classic, half letter, B6, A6, personal wide, passport, and I'm sure I'm missing standard traveler's notebook. I print and cut this at the typical personal size, and as you can see, it fits, but it's a really tight fit, and it's a little tighter than I would like it to be. I mean, I could get away with it, but yeah, I don't want to. I didn't really want to use personal size, but I do want to use this cover. So what I have decided, I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and I'm going to use it for something else. I hate to just toss it, but I'll use it in another planner in another way. So what I'm going to do is use A6 or 4x6 in this planner. So just to check, I print and cut the November insert at 4x6 or A6, and to me it fits fine. I'm okay with the fit. The only thing is that it might bump up against the pen loop. I normally don't even use these pen loops, but I decided I'd give it a shot. If I can keep the pen loop leaning towards the outside of the traveler's notebook, it shouldn't be a problem. So hopefully that's going to work. This is what I'm working with. This is the vellum that I had from Isabella Jewels, and it was already cut this way, so I just left it the way it was. It's a little bit bigger. And let's see, is there anything else that I've done? I think that's it. I just changed the elastics. The elastics were black, and I decided to use white since this looks like a cream colored stitching, but I mean the white is close enough. So I'm going to make myself some notebooks. I didn't want you to have to suffer through me cutting these. And I know I'm going to have page creep, but I'm going to be fine with that. This is the year, again, 2023. I have the December insert here ready to go. And then I have dot grid and grid. So I'm going to be adding 4 more notebooks to this. This is basically going to be a notebook, and actually I've been using just a pocket size notebook that I made for whatever reason that I've just been using it pretty regularly. So I figured, well, let's see what happens if I put a notebook in a traveler's notebook cover, if I'm going to still use it. And this is pretty small, so I can keep it bedside or whatever. And I don't want any pressure. This is just for notes and keeping track of things, jotting down ideas and to-dos if necessary. I'm not even sure that I need these dated inserts for the weeklies. Pretty sure monthly I'll need, but I'm not sure about the weeklies, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold these and put these together. And at the moment, I don't think I'm going to even worry about stapling them. I may staple the 2023, but these monthlies, the monthly little notebook, I don't think I will bind those. I'll just let the elastic hold them in place. Then I have to come up with covers for these as well. Something to cover them. So that's it. That's ready to go. All right. So let's pop this in here. Let's put it here. So let's go ahead and do 2023. And when you do your inserts, if you cut them down like this, you don't really have to fold them one page at a time. I just like to do it. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3. I think if you are new to it, it's probably best to do 1 page at a time until you get used to how pages, when you fold paper and put it together, how it changes. Doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but there are things that happen when you fold paper and put it together to make a little booklet or notebook. That's 2023. I don't really need to put that in the front because we're not even there yet. So let's tuck it in the back. And then let's go ahead and fold these. And I do have a long arm stapler, so I can actually staple these together. But for now, I just want to see how this is going to flow. And then this is the dot grid. So yeah, I got a little page creep, but that'll be fine. So next, I guess I need to choose the papers that I want to cover with and figure out if I want to actually do any type of setup in the pockets. Okay, I'm back. I got a little sidetracked. I don't even remember why I stopped, but I stopped. I went to get the latest monthly printable from Fabulously Creative. So ignore all of this around. This is it. This is the kit, not this. And what I did was the bigger stickers like this one, I cut them out as sticker flakes instead of making them die cuts so that I could either use them as a die cut or I could use it as a sticker. So we got the large coffee cup, the stamps with the quotes on them. You got this smaller coffee mug or coffee cup. And then even these stickers with some of the dolls, I went ahead and cut them as sticker flakes too, so that I could put them in pockets if I want to, or actually use them as stickers. This is a sticker. So all of this is on sticker paper. Got the shoes too. Then I did this one sheet, I left it as regular stickers. So yeah. But I could also cut this out as sticker flakes as well. I just thought that made more sense than trying to keep switching paper. If I print one page as stickers and print another page as die cuts, that solves the whole problem. So this is all part of the November release. If you go check them out, you can use my code for the subscription. I'll put all the information in the description box below. Let's see, I'll just put these with it. So while I was doing that, I was like, well, I got plenty of items from Fabulously Creative that may coordinate with some of that. So I started going through everything that I have and started noticing that I'm not seeing some things when I flip through the current storage solution. So to alleviate that, I'm thinking I'm going to put these on book rings. So I pulled out all of the sheets and I'm trying to put the older sheets in the back and newer things in the front. Even though this is not new, this is one of my favorites from Fabulously Creative. And then I thought I would put all of this style sticker together. so that when I am flipping through it on the ring, I have pretty much similar styles together. So this is part of this. This is this. I think I'll put all of these together. So I don't know if all of these are still available from Fabulously Creative, but these are Fabulously Creative. This is an older one, so it is not the same size. I could cut it down, but let's see. So these, I think, all go together. And then this is an older one. So I'm going to set those aside. Okay, and then, well, nope, we got some more of these. So these have boxes too. Oh, I forgot about the orange. Okay, I'm gonna put them like that. Well, this one is a different size too. I'm not even gonna worry about them being a different size. Okay, and then all of these. And then these. So all of that. And I'm going to put all of these on a ring, and then I can still pop them into, oh, I'm missing these. Oh, these are the older ones. Okay. I may just go ahead and use all of these up. So if I punch them and put them on a ring, then I can flip through them easily. And I can still stick them into a binder as well. So what I'm thinking is I'll punch through the branding. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally punching through an actual sticker, because some of them are on the right hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch these and put them on a ring. Then I have the smaller stickers here. I don't have as many of these, but I figured I would, well, the smaller sheets, I figured it would be best to go ahead and put these on a ring too. Or maybe I could keep them all together. Not sure yet. So I know I do need to go ahead and use all of these, which I can do. Then I have my die cuts and sticker flakes. I gotta figure out a way to store these as well so that I actually see them and don't forget about them. So I may make myself a little storage binder that I can, I think I'm gonna use her for something, that I can put these in. Not just these, but other like sticker flakes and things that I get. See, I have all of these and still in the package that I could be using. So I need to figure out how to organize and use all of this. This could go in my reading journal. And I just want to make sure that I use it. I love the oversized die cuts. I need to use them. Okay. So this is going to have to, I'm going to have to figure out how to work with this. I guess I could put them in a storage bag or something. I will work on how I am going to store those. Then, so we got that taken care of and then that taken care of. The reason that I went to look for this was to see if I could use any of it as deco to make covers for my notebooks here. This November would have to go on the November notebook. It's even a little big for that. I could probably trim it down. So I still need to find or use cardstock to cover these. So I guess that's what I'll be doing next. And let's see, does any of this work in the front pockets? The problem with these pockets is that they go this direction, so as far as putting a doll in there, that's not going to work because of the direction. I could always just place something on top, but I don't want to get into all of that. Yeah. Okay, so that is where I am. I also think I'm going to put these little samplers in here so that I make sure that I use them. These are from Mina's Happy Life. So let's go ahead and stick those in. I can't put that in the front there, so I'm gonna have to stick these in the back. Step, I guess, once I punch these and put these on the rings, and then I need to, I'm doing several things at one time. This is how I do. But once I pick out the papers that I want to cover these, then I will cover the notebooks. And maybe we'll staple them. Not sure. I don't want this to get overly chunky though. I want it to stay at a manageable size, if that's at all possible. All right, so here are some book rings. I think I'm just gonna put them all on one book ring. These are from Dollar Tree Jot brand. And I have my We Are Memory Keepers Crop-A-Dial. Is that what this one is called? It's an eyelet, a punch and eyelet setter. I don't think it's a crocodile, but who knows? Okay, so let's get this bad boy set. I think I'm going to set it right about there. And I can punch a bunch at one time, like so. I don't think I can punch all of these at once. Gotta clean that out so I can see and so it doesn't jam. Okay, so yeah, we jumped from TN setup to sticker storage, but it's all related. So I am back to work on the Traveler's Notebook. I know this video is fragmented and all over the place, but here we are again. This is a Thanksgiving planning insert. I did print and cut this. This is available to Scrapcraftastic patrons. This one is the A6 size, so I'm going to be adding that in here. I still need to do covers for my grid and dot grid notebook, and also tucked in this journaling card from Simply Gilded, which clashes horribly, but I don't know, I'll figure out something. And then I have just some notes here from a Isis Ella Jules notepad. Okay, so I need to figure out the look of this. It's been so long since I actually did a setup, and some things I just was fighting with myself about doing. I didn't really want to do a reusable dashboard, but I'm gonna have to make a few. I'm gonna start out using 5 mil. I know that's gonna make a pretty heavy dashboard. So let's go ahead and get to cutting. What I have to do is cut my pocket. So I'm gonna take one sheet of laminate and cut 4x6 pieces. So this is double, a regular laminate pouch. It's 2 pieces together, and I am going to cut myself 2 4x6 pieces. Now when I do this, I need to cut off the rounding that comes automatically. So I'm just trimming off 1/4 of an inch from the open end of the laminate pouch. Then I'm going to start my measuring. So I think I can get to better this way. So I'm going to cut with the laminate, with the end of the laminate pouch open. I'm going to cut, I think I'm going to do 6 1/8 in height. give myself a little room so my pockets won't be super duper tight. So I won't need this. I can save that for something else. Then I'm going to turn this around and cut 2 4 1/8 inch pieces. Was that right? Or did I cut that at 7? What did I cut? I cut that so wrong. Okay. I cut it at 8. And I needed to cut it at 6. So let's do that again. Wasted laminate, 6 1/8. I knew it looked a little long. Then 4 1/8. So that one. Okay. So I'll take the piece that is still intact, open it up. It's probably going to be best if I use my mat. So let's get that in here. I don't know why I stopped using it, but yeah. Okay. So I can use my mat to line everything up. And I'm just going to take my 2 sheets that I cut. Right now, when I cut it, it was shiny side out. The shiny side doesn't stick. It won't stick to itself. So shiny to shiny doesn't stick. The dull side is what makes the stick. So if we flip this around and put shiny to shiny, that's going to make a pocket because that part of the laminate won't stick to itself. So I take my 4 1/8 inch piece by 6 1/8 inch and tuck it in here. Try not to touch the inside of the laminate. I've heard that can cause issues, so I try not to touch it. Okay, so I'm trying to get those as lined up and as straight as possible on top of each other. Hopefully that's pretty straight. Now, depending on how many notebooks you want your dashboard to wrap around will determine how wide you make your spine space. So I don't need mine to be really that big, so I'm not going to leave a big gap. I'm going to take my other pieces that I cut and flip them inside out, putting shiny side to shiny side, and straighten those up. Make sure I don't have any lint or anything on there. Shouldn't. And then I'm just going to place those, I think maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch away from the other ones. Should do it if I can get them to drop down on here properly. Now they will slide around, so you have to be careful with it. I think that's pretty straight. All right, lined up at the bottom. Okay, so now we're ready to run this through. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock to use as a lift so that I don't shift anything around, and I need to turn this around this way because we're feeding it in with the sealed in first. All right, so let's go ahead and run this first dashboard through. Now this one came out, one of them came out pretty clear. This one looks a little cloudy. I don't know if you can see that. And I don't know what makes the cloudiness. It may be because I did not let my laminator heat thoroughly before using it. I did find back when I was doing these a lot that if I let the laminator get really super hot and not just wait until the ready light comes on, that didn't happen as often, but it still happens. But once you put whatever you're going to put in the pocket, unless it's something clear, you really don't see that cloudiness. So And I'm running it through again. And I think that helped. So maybe it just didn't seal very well on that first go round, and that's why we had the cloudiness. I don't know. Okay, it's better, but there's still some imperfections. But again, this is handmade. It's not going to be perfect. So to buy some more blades. Let's get the paper trimmer. You could do this with a blade and a ruler, however you choose to do it. This is my old paper trimmer from many years ago, so I'm going to use this. This is what I like to use to cut the laminate. So we don't want to cut for 3 sides of this. We do not want to cut inside the air bubble. When you laminate this, you will see an air bubble around the edge of the pieces that were laminated. So I am going to line that air bubble up to the white edge on the paper trimmer and use that as my guide to trim. And I know that because I've done it so many times. That's how I know. So let's do this side next. And if you have other projects, craft projects that you need acetate for, or clear windows, maybe make shakers or something like that, some of these larger pieces like this you could use for those projects. So you may want to hold on to them. Okay. Now let's decide which. I think I want the imperfect side to be the back panel. This one. So I am going to trim this end outside of the air bubble. That looks mostly straight. And then for whatever end you decide you want to be your top, and I should have folded this while it was hot. I didn't mention that, but we're going to give it another run through the laminator. So on the end, and I maybe should have made this a little taller than I did. The end where you want it to be open, you're going to cut right inside of the air bubble. So that will open it up, and you'll see. So I'm lining that up, hopefully to cut inside of the air bubble. I may be a little off. Yeah, I need to cut a little bit more off than that. Okay, I think I got it that time. Hopefully I didn't make this too short. I kind of got a feeling that I did. Probably. It's been a while since I've done this. All right, so once you open up that air bubble, you make your pocket here. So now I have 2 clear pockets. All we used was the laminate and a laminator. And I'm going to use my corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch side to round the corners because especially with 5mm laminate, the corners can be a little dangerous because they're so sharp. And let's pop this in. Let's move this out of the way for now. All right, let's see if it is the right size too. I know the notes are 4x6. Let's see if it'll fit. Oh yeah, that fits. Barely made it, but it fits. Okay. And so with this, you may be saying, so what's the point of that? Let me show you. So if I want to decorate every season in my traveler's notebook, or every month I want to do something different, instead of me having to make dashboards over and over and over again, laminated dashboards, now all I would have to do to change the look is to change whatever is in the pocket. You can also use these as storage. And then you can just take whatever is in the pocket out. If you could use it in another planner, you could use it in another paper crafting project. Whereas if I had laminated this, there's not that much more that I could do with it other than using it as a dashboard. So I just think it gives you a little more flexibility and freedom when you are decorating your traveler's notebook. And of course you can buy these, but I mean, if you have the supplies on hand, it makes sense just to make them. Now, when you first take this out of the laminator, you can go ahead and fold it and get that fold into the laminate while it is still warm, and that will help with folding it. So let's run it through one more time. I had just turned this off, so it should still be pretty hot. I'm gonna run it through. I'm gonna run it through this way. And I'm gonna start folding it as it comes out while it's still really, really hot. Okay, and you could even risk running it through with it folded. I don't want to do that because it's already thick, because we're laminating two pieces at once. So yeah, and I don't really want a sharp fold. I just kind of want it to not flop. So that worked. Yeah, okay. So let's put this in. So either I can make this go around everything, or one thing, or two things, depending on what you choose to do. I know back in the day you would put a dashboard around every notebook. I don't know. I think that might be a little much, but yeah. So that is how you do that. And I guess I'm going to stop this video here, and we will come back in another video and choose some papers and start covering these. And in the meantime, I will make some more dashboards for this traveler's notebook. So again, I'm sorry this video was all over the place, but it's kind of how I was working on this. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, you may be interested in these other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.